Heard the clocks chime one, but then again I'm a watchmaker's daughter. You heard the sun come down, but then again you're all earth and water. And you said to me you'd hold me like the sea, and hope would set us free. Hope would set us free. She's all tits and lips and pouting. I tried to talk her down. She's all fits and fists and shouting. And you said to me you'd hold me like the sea, and time would set us free. Hope and time would set us free. You heard the day wake up, the tired eyes were slow like honey. Wiped the makeup off, she's got curves like it's not funny. And you said to me you'd hold me like the sea, and love would set us free. Hope and time and love would set us free. Hope and time and love and hope and time and love and hope and time and love and hope and time and love. Hope and time and time and love. Hope and time and love and hope and time and love and hope and time and love and hope and time and love. Hope and time and time and love. Hope and time and love and hope and time and love and hope and time and love and hope and time and love. Hope and time and time and love. Hope and time and love and hope and time and love and hope and time and love and hope and time and time. Hope and time and time and love. Hope and time and love said to time and love and time and love. Hold me like hope and time and time and love. And hope and time and love and hope would set us free. Hope and time and time and time. Hope and time and time and love. You said to me you'd hold me like the sea, and love would set us free. Thanks so much. Just out of interest, how many of you here today are wearing watches? Show me your watches if you're wearing them. Okay, that's about half. Interesting. As you may have gathered in that last song, I am in fact the daughter of a watchmaker. My dad is the last remaining teacher of watchmaking in Australia. I like to think of him as this lone soldier who's survived this analog versus digital battle that spanned the last 3 decades. And the School of Watchmaking where he teaches opened in Sydney in 1946, and in its nearly 70-year history, there have only ever been 3 teachers of which my dad is one. So growing up in our house, it was constantly filled with broken clocks and watches bonging and chiming and ticking constantly, and it became a running joke to any visitor that despite each wall hosting a number of different clocks, none of them told the right time. It's like this weird, timeless vortex, the lounge room that time forgot, or something. And unlike a lot of the other kids on our street, my brother and I didn't play with the usual toys on offer in the 80s. We got to play with these drawerfuls of broken clock bits and watch hearts, and it was pretty cool. My dad would sit us at his watchmaking bench with the apron and the magnifying glass and the miniature tools, and he'd teach us how to pull a watch apart. My brother was always much more diligent at completing the game and putting the watch back together, but I was more fascinated with the bits. These tiny little cogs and springs and wheels and levers that created this tiny intricate little thing that controlled time. No, it didn't control time, it was time. And so from a very young age, that kind of got me to thinking, what is this drumbeat that the whole planet moves to? You know, does it hold us together or does it regulate us apart? Where did it come from? Who started it? You know, like who decided there should be 60 seconds in a minute and not like 75? You know, a lot of the logical answers to these questions can be found down in Greenwich, but my young mind was more fascinated with this idea of the creation of time and this somewhat romantic image of ancient sailors plotting the longitude and the latitude of the globe, navigating only by the sun and the stars. Having said that, you could remove every timepiece from the planet, wipe out every watch and every clock, and time keeps moving, right? She's sneaky like that. And yet, how incredible to wear on your being this tiny little pile of pieces with its own spinning, ticking heart to remind us that life is moving, you know, and ultimately our time is running out. You know, I don't say that to invite doom and gloom to the party, right? But it's true. And there's this fabulous TED talk by a guy called Stephen Cave, and he articulates it a lot better than I can, but it's kind of like if you live with this awareness that your time is limited and that your life will end, then it can really have a promising and a beautiful effect on your time and how you spend it here whilst you're alive. And this really kind of resonated with me. And for me, I think this is where gratitude comes in. Because if you're living with even a sliver of awareness that your time is limited, chances are you're really going to appreciate the small things. And when you appreciate the small things, the big things become truly magnificent. And it's through that awareness that we're able to really make the most of our time here, you know, because we prioritize. We make more time for the good times. So in my mind, it kind of comes full circle, and it's kind of like a clock face, you know. You've got this, a timepiece reminds us that our time is limited. And hopefully that kind of fills us with this urgency to live and to live well and to live authentically and to live with our whole hearts. And as my TED hero, Brené Brown, says, you know, wholehearted living goes hand in hand with gratitude. Because when you appreciate those tiny, insignificant moments that interlace all the extravagant ones, that the perspective shift means that you prioritize accordingly, because you know that your time is precious. And this precious time, though, is also somewhat limited. And so it kind of goes on again. I wanted to plant a seed of an idea with you all, not only to
ensure the longevity of the watchmaking trade, which is obviously very important to my family. But I encourage you all to dig out your old watches. Those digital Casios and Pops watches you loved as a kid. Or maybe dig out that old precious heirloom that you received from someone special. Or maybe even buy yourself a watch. Buy a watch for someone you care about. Your mum, your dad, your kid. Because a watch is so much more than just a status symbol or a fashion trend or this ridiculously incredible, nearly 510-year-old invention from the 20th century. It's a reminder. It's this really gentle reminder that life is moving, even in those really dark moments when it might feel like it's not. And it's a calming reminder that even though you might be like a crazy busy and important 24/7 on the go, don't break a sweat superhuman, that there is only so much you can achieve in 24 hours. And it's a humble reminder that yes, our time is limited, but if we live with gratitude for the small things, this can really bring the perspective we need to make the most of our time here and to really connect with people eye to eye and heart to heart, because hey, his watch is ticking too, you know? So on that note, I'm going to leave you with one last song. It's about a time when 6 seconds pretty much changed my life. That'll do. Sometimes good enough is really effing good, you know? Let me tell you about Michael Sam. He led me by the hand across the frozen land. He said, babe, I'm gonna make a real woman of you. He said, a real woman really ain't my style, but I'll sit beside you, keep you company a while. We sat in silence as my tears rolled into the sea. And he said, oh honey, it ain't that bad. You got the saddest eyes a girl has ever had. Come with me and we'll run away into the night. What I said, oh honey, if you only knew the things that the night and I have been up to. I don't need to run to make any more new starts. I just need a new heart. Let me tell you about Maggie May. Had the sweetest eyes that took my breath away. I said, babe, you're gonna make a real woman of me. She said, a real woman really ain't her style, but she'll sit beside me, keep me company a while. We sat in silence as the tears rolled into the sea. And I said, oh honey, it ain't that bad. You got the saddest eyes a girl has ever had. Come with me and we'll run away into the night. What she said, oh honey, if you only knew the things that the night and I have been up to. I don't need to run to make any more new starts. I just need a new heart. I took Maggie May and Michael Sam. I led them to the northern tip of this frozen land. The strike of midnight and we tiptoed down to the sea. I said, alright, now on the count of 3, you're gonna strip naked and run into the sea. It's gonna hurt like hell, but it'll set you free. 1, 2, 3. Oh honey, it ain't that bad. He got beside